How do you feel about the new Aladdin movie?
Oh boy, you're gonna ask me that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. The original Aladdin, like, I liked it a lot. See, I'm more of a fan of like the really old Disney stuff. Like I like Pinocchio and Peter Pan and Cinderella and stuff like that. I was more a fan of like those movies when like Walt was alive.
Yeah.
Than like the newer like 90s one and whatever. I did like Aladdin.
Yeah.
And I did like Beauty and the Beast. And there was a few of them that I did like. The music from Aladdin obviously always gets stuck in my head. Yeah. We did that James and Mike Monday. So Aladdin, basically the point is Aladdin is something that I do like. And I like this game.
I liked Aladdin as a kid. It's like probably one of my favorite. I'm not too big on Disney stuff. Like I liked it as a kid, but as I got older, I just stopped caring.
I'm big on Disney stuff, but more so like the old cartoons, like the old Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse cartoons, stuff like that, and especially the comics and all that. But as to your question about the new movie, I just wanted to put it out there that I do like the original Aladdin. I don't know if it's necessary for them to remake 3D versions of those movies, because it's like, weren't those movies good enough as it was? And my thought as to why they're probably doing it is I feel like there's a generation that grew up with movies like Toy Story, which I also like, by the way. So people are like more used to 3D animation now. And I feel like these movies maybe for some people would be more watchable because they're not 2D animation. But for me, like 2D animation is what I'm all about. I mean, my favorite things like in the world are the old Looney Tunes cartoons and stuff like that. And I always thought that the Robin Williams, famous song, "You Better Have a Friend Like Me," and all that. If you watch that, that's almost like watching an old like Looney Tunes cartoon. Like that song, he's like going all over the place. His eyes are bugging out of his head and everything.
Well, Looney Tunes was like still kind of popular at that point.
That's true.
Like they were replaying like old commercials. They don't replay any Looney Tunes.
No, they don't. But yeah.
Aladdin is an old ass story. Anyone could do Aladdin. We can make an Aladdin movie.
That's true.
It's in public domain. Like,
there are a lot of older like Aladdin movies.
But like, if Disney wants to make a new Aladdin, why not make a new Aladdin? Why are they just doing the live action version of an Aladdin they already made? And they've been doing this for a while. Have you seen any of the Disney reboots? Like, I guess it started with Alice in Wonderland, but then it went like Cinderella, Maleficent was based on...
Oh, did they do the Alice in Wonderland one? I didn't even realize.
Oh my god, yeah, Tim Burton. They did the first one.
I knew Tim Burton directed it.
Yeah, they made like $1 billion, and then they did the second one, and it like flopped.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that it was Disney though. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the art style of that movie, like I didn't see it. I only saw the trailer, but I thought the art style looked really ugly to me. Yeah, so I didn't want to go see it.
So I've seen that, and it was terrible. I didn't see Cinderella. I hear it's pretty good. Kenneth Branagh did it. He's okay. Jungle Book was good. And the reason I think Jungle Book is good, that's what I really liked as a kid. I think it's because the original Jungle Book, there's not really like a plot to it. It's just kind of just like little vignette. Oh, damn, I died. It's just like little vignettes that are strung together by songs. So the new Jungle Book actually puts more of a story in. And I thought that was good. But then I saw Beauty and the Beast, and it sucked. It's just the cartoon. There's so little they changed. I'm like, I'm sitting in the theater. I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this?
Right. It's like because you feel like you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
They did a few things, and this is the problem I have with the original. They never explain like, so that the Beast is like royalty, right? And it's just like, wow, you think people would like want to know what the fuck happened to like their prince and shit? So the movie does this whole thing where like the witch casts a spell when the town forgot about him. Like, all right, well that fixes that plot hole.
Right.
I was kind of mad they killed.
Sorry, I'm just getting this out. Okay.
Sorry. I was kind of mad it kills Gaston again because I feel bad for Gaston. I like Gaston. All right. I feel like Gaston.
I'm gonna agree with you.
Yeah.
So another thing about like Disney and making these movies, so they're remaking things like The Lion King and Aladdin and Snow White and Cinderella and all this stuff. So most of these things are taken from old fairy tales.
Yeah.
And there are other old fairy tales that they have not made movies about.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like Hansel and Gretel or like whatever the fuck.
Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunter, that's not Disney though.
But there's other stories out there.
Yeah.
Instead of just practically shot for shot, like remaking like The Lion King. Go watch The Lion King trailer if you haven't seen it. It looks practically like at least from the trailer, it just looks like you're watching the fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
So it's like, why instead of doing that, how about do something a little bit more original and make a new fairy tale?
Well, like Frozen is based off a fairy tale, and that did really well. Yeah,
I didn't know the one that's based off of.
Frozen is based off oh, son of a bitch. So they have some luck there. Tangled was based off,
Well, that's true. So but what I'm saying is, yes, they've done like animated, like Tangled.
Yeah.
But why with these 3D animated movies do they have to just remake Aladdin? It's like make a different movie.
Here's my this is a theory I read. I don't know how true it is, but from what I can tell, Disney used to make a lot of their money from ESPN. They used to own ESPN, the sports stuff. And they made a ton of money from that, but like in recent years, like that money's starting to dry up because there's so many different streaming stuff now. So like the theory is the reason that they're buying so many franchises like Star Wars, Marvel, and why they're like
hidden Mickey ears.
Mickey ears. And the reason that they're like remaking all their old movies is to like make up for like the money that they lost since ESPN like went under. So that's like a theory for why, because like why are they doing this?
Right.
Once in a while they would make like a live action thing,
right?
But they've really upped it over the last years. I think it's to make up. For
trying to meet their quota or whatever.
Yeah, kind of like that. So I feel like that's the reason they bought Star Wars and they're pumping out Star Wars. Son of a bitch. Speaking of Lion King, it's a whole new cast, Mike, except James Earl Jones.
Oh, he's in it?
And here's a theory I have.
Okay.
Because James Earl Jones, they also brought him back for Rogue One. They brought him back for Star Wars Rebels. And they're bringing him back for Lion King. I think Disney is trying to get as much of James Earl Jones' voice recorded as possible.
Right.
So long after he's dead, they can pump out Darth Vader shit forever. I mean, they could get a voice actor.
Because they could get like an approval from the estate. Yeah. To use it for whatever.
Which you know what? They probably already have because like George Lucas owned all of that stuff.
Right.
Like he owned like Harrison Ford's image and likeness for the character, and Disney now owns that.
Why don't they just get him to read like the alphabet?
A, B, C.
Just so they can do Darth Vader forever.
Yeah. They're also redoing the songs. So for the Aladdin one with like Will Smith, and I want to point out, like I like Will Smith.
Yeah.
But like they're just like they're redoing the songs and shit, and it's like, well, those songs were made for that Disney version of Aladdin. It's like make new, like either first of all, don't just remake the same movie, but if you're gonna like just make it different enough, and then make new songs. And I guess there's gonna be some like new original songs, but it's like they're gonna reuse like all the classic songs. It's just like kind of like, what the fuck is the point? Just like go watch the original movie.
The one new thing I saw in the trailer that I'm excited for is it looks like Iago turns into a giant at one point, and I know, Mike, you know this. I have a very good parrot friend. Yes, the new Dumbo. What do you guys think? I don't care about Dumbo. I know it's Tim Burton, but Tim Burton hasn't impressed me since Big Fish. Like, he's really done nothing that impressed me since then.
Yeah, I like the old Dumbo, but that's...
Yeah, I don't
It's alright.
But yeah, Disney, whatever. Now they own Fox. Which people are, like, mad because, like, they own, like, Alien and X-Men now. And they're like, oh, that big corporation's gonna ruin it. I'm like... What are you talking about? Fox was a big corporation. Like,
I think it's like whacked that they own like Spider-Man and like because it's like now it's like Disney's Spider-Man. How wrong is that?
Yeah, it's still Marvel, but
I mean Disney they own it, so it's like wow. I know they don't say Disney Spider-Man, but it is.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, but like they've owned so much, and they've gotten rid of like stuff too. Like they used to own Dimension Films, so technically Michael Myers was under the Disney umbrella for a bit. But, like, you know, they owned Power Rangers for a bit, and they sold it back to the guy, Saban, and now he just sold it because he couldn't do anything with it anymore.
It's too much.
Because I think people realize, like, they're not going to own, they might not own it forever. If it does bad enough, Disney will get rid of it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Star Wars, maybe not so much. They spent, like, $4 billion on it.
Yeah, they're going to drive that. They've already driven it into the ground.
But, like, people are like, oh, they're going to ruin Alien. Because I'm like, but Fox ruined Alien. They're also a big corporation.
That's true.
The bigger problem is Disney buying all the people who make entertainment. Like, that's a bigger problem. Making soulless versions of the franchise you like, those corporations are going to do it anyway. Anyway, that's my whole Disney rant.